Assalamualaikum. This is an accessibility analysis of interactive kiosks in National Music Museum. Industrial Revolution 4.0 agenda emphasized the importance of digital approach for formal and informal educational institutions recently. Realized on the importance of interactive technology for museum institutions, the Minister of Culture, Arts and Heritage of Malaysia have challenged the museums in Malaysia to comply and stand with another museum in the world. Regarding on that challenge, the idea of using interactive kiosks has been brought into Malaysian museum, which offering different set of applications such as games, multimedia presentations, and interactive books. The interactive kiosk has taken place in museum as an active and supportive learning tool to enhance the visitors' learning experiences. The implementation of interactive kiosks as an information system is expensive and relatively low success rate. Based on the statistical report in 2018, Department of Malaysian Museums spending more than 14 million for services and supplies in maintenance and development of 21 federal government museums. The total cost including the cost in providing several interactive kiosks to the selective museums. However, not all the visitors interested to use the digital media elements in museum exhibition. Generally, people will spend time working with multimedia only if they want to learn more and interested in the topic. The flashy, expensive or decorative of media technology does not promise to the intention of visitors to use the interactive technology in the museums. Contrast to the recent studies, the design elements of an interactive application in museum capable to enhance the intention to use and promote engagement effectively. The past literature shows that the museum visitor influence to use the interactive kiosk cause of many factors in many different elements and conditions. According to technology acceptance model, ease of use and usefulness is the major belief factor in technology adoption. However, the accessibility and usability of interactive kiosks in the Malaysian museum still lack in discussion. Based on that issue, this study aims to observe and analyze the accessibility of the interactive kiosks in Malaysian Museum. This research begins with the selection of museum. The National Music Museum was selected for this research because of the highest level of administration located in the state, which is the highest number of museums and the highest number of total visitors, and the good condition of the existing interactive kiosks. There is no specific documentation being recorded can be gathered from the museum administration about the implementation. In order to get a clear picture, the researcher interviewed the director of National Music Museum and observed the interactive kiosks in the museum directly. The data described qualitatively from the observation, interviews, and supported by literature review. Based on the item measurement from Museum Dimension Framework and Public Information Kiosk System Guidelines, 6 elements was chosen to be analyzed, which is the direction flow, location, specification, structure of the system, user interface design, and language. The visitors are provided with a big panel of the National Music Museum setting in front of the entrance door as an introduction to their visit. Kiosks need a careful positioning according to the visitor flow in the museum with a systematic planning and evaluation. Location is the one of the key factors in successful kiosk implementation in museums. There are 5 interactive kiosks can be found in the music museum. The location is along the walking flow in the museum setting, and it is located 2 feet distance with the related displayed items. Previous studies emphasized that kiosks in museums should be approachable and reachable by all museum visitors because the meaningful and relevant experience is generated when they feel in control. In line with that statement, the interactive kiosk in the National Music Museum is approachable to the visitor because it is located at the left and right side along the walking area. Previous research found that use of touchscreen technology can lead to produce body discomfort and physical loads if not designed carefully. The height of the kiosk, screen angle, screen size, and the screen distance play important role to the successful of an interactive kiosk in the museum. All the details of the kiosk specification in National Music Museum been measured as shown in this video. The interactive kiosk in the National Music Museum was installed with touchscreen accessibility for the user. The visitor also can get interact with kiosk system by using a mouse provided for optional device if the touchscreen is not working properly. The kiosk using 21-inch screen to display the interface, and it is positively with the recommendation by the past study that interface should be not less than 17-inch screen for system use in public areas. The degrees of screen angle are important to ensure the visitor is comfortable when using the interactive kiosk for a long period. Typically, visitors spend less than 20 minutes for certain museum exhibitions depending on topic and size. However, Kang and Shin found that a long period up to 15 minutes continuous work with touchscreen will lead to musculoskeletal discomfort or psychology effect to the user. The screen angle in the National Music Museum tilts 30 to 45 degrees, and it is comfort enough for the user as suggested by Schoss and Maguire. It was reported in literature that the vertical screen display can cause a feeling of heaviness in the upper limbs, also called as gorilla arm, whilst the horizontal screen display can cause neck fatigue. The height of the kiosk is 53-inch, and it is comfortable for standing adult user with 20-inch distance between face to the 21-inch screen display. As recommended by previous researchers, the screen display should be near eye level to minimize biomechanical load on the neck. However, the kiosk is not convenient for wheelchair users. As recommended by Gill, the maximum height kiosk system for standing and wheelchair users should not exceed 1.2 meter, and the lowest height should not be less than 0.7 meter, with clear area of 1.5 meter radius around the kiosk terminal. The National Music Museum provides a simple and same structured approach for all the 5 kiosk systems to facilitate the visitors as the first-time user. The researcher draws the structure of the kiosk system in this video for a clear picture on how it works. There are only 3 layers in the kiosk system with non-linear navigation to give more control over what the visitor are interested to pursue. As mentioned by Tong, a smaller number of steps is better compared to a deep structure because it enables users to reach their final inquiry results quickly with less cognitive effort to keep track of their searching paths. The interactive kiosk in the National Music Museum combined all the important elements such as text, audio, visual images, objects, and experiences in the interface designed for an exhibition as suggested by Kamaruddin 2019. Similar with the Horniman Museum in London, the visitor able to find out more about musical instruments through tag, graphic display, and listen to the sound made by the more than 1,000 musical instruments in the interactive kiosk display. The designer used short text and simple language to present the information. The readability of text is high because the designer used sans serif typeface with contrast color for all the menus and information in the interface design. Based on the eye tracking studies of on-screen typography, the sans serif fonts have been proved effectively increase the speed of reading and reduce the backward movement on the screen rather than serif font. The layout design is consistent for all the kiosks in the Music Museum. The same color, design pattern, layout arrangement, icon for button, and typeface been applied to all the interface design to ensure the visitor get familiar with the system function and continue to use the net kiosk for different topics. All the menus and information text of the kiosk in National Music Museum is provided in dual language, Malay language as national language, and English language as international language. The design purposely for the variety kind of visitor from local and tourists. The language understanding became the first priority in accessibility for public terminal guidelines as proposed by the Irish National Disability Authority. This approach also in line with the recommendation from Bumiftov, where the user interface for kiosks need to have useful information and understandable through visitor language. Based on the observation and discussion on the interactive kiosk in the National Music Museum, it can be concluded that the interactive kiosk in Malaysia National Music Museum positively accessible for normal visitors as been discussed and recommended by the previous studies. However, certain physical criteria is not accessible for disabled visitors. The museum need to improve the physical accessibility to ensure the interactive kiosk beneficial to all types of visitors especially for the disabled visitors. Thank you.